Hello, welcome to the Nellie and Eve podcast. If you're new here, I'm Helen. I'm the owner and dyer behind Nellie and Eve Plant Dyed Yarns, and this is my little space on the internet where I share my knitting and crochet projects, as well as my dye garden and dyeing projects, Welsh wool that I've had spun locally, and various other little bits and rural life here in West Wales, UK. So in this episode, I've got a couple of things to share with you, and also the launch of a very special project in collaboration with Twinset and Purl. And also I'll be chatting a little bit more about Wonderwool, which is a yarn festival that's coming up this very weekend. And then there'll be a little bit of footage at the end of a day trip I took with a very good friend of mine who was over from Australia, and we went over to the west coast of Wales and to a lovely place called Pembrokeshire and onto a gorgeous castle there, which was incredible. I'd never visited it before, so I've taken some footage for you to see because it's incredible. So that's all coming up. If that's something that you would like to listen to, then please grab yourself a lovely cozy drink and we'll get started. So I have got some finished objects to show you, and more importantly, the launch of a very special pattern that's coming out for Wonderwool this weekend, and also will be available on the 4th of May. So I can't wait to show you. So a little bit of a background about this pattern. The lovely girls, Rachel and Jo of Twinset and Purl, they designed a shawl for me back in February for Unravel called the Rachel Shawl. And it was a great success. Now, Rachel has designed me a sock pattern to go with the wonderful launch of my new sock yarn, and I can't wait to show you. So here is the Rachel sock. La la la, isn't it gorgeous? It's the same beautiful dropping hearts lace design that the shawl has, and she has created this really gorgeous sock. So please welcome the Rachel sock. Isn't that gorgeous? She's done such a lovely job. I'm so happy with the result. It's taken less than 1 skein of yarn to create the sock, and it's in my new sock yarn, which is 90% Llanwenog, 10% Shetland, and it's called Tread. If you want further details of all the sock yarn, then please head to my previous episode where I talk about it at length. But I really wanted to share this with you because this sock pattern, exclusive to me, will be launched at Wonderwool this weekend and will also be available from the 4th of May on my online shop as well. So that is the Rachel sock. God, I can't get my words out. I'm really sorry. They're a really lovely team, twins. They create the most beautiful shawl patterns and designs and sock patterns, and I'm so happy to collaborate with them again with this. The Rachel shawl went so well. I sold out of the yarn that it was knitted in, which was single farm BFL. But I knew that the Dales 50/50 that I stock, and actually I keep quite a good stock of Dales 50/50, it being a British wool, and kind of like my base yarn that I always have in stock. But I knew that the Rachel shawl would look really good in it. And by chance, the lovely Ruth of Ruth Loves to Knit podcast had knitted a test version for the girls in my Dales 50/50. So I wanted to show you the sample that she knitted up. This is the Rachel shawl in Dales 50/50, and this colourway she picked was Fox. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's got a lot of drape, this yarn. It's 50% Blueface Leicester, 50% Massam, and it's very light and drapey, and it's very soft. I can wear this really easily next to my skin. So I wanted to show you that because this is available at the moment online. There are shawl patterns and kits there. I say shawl pattern, the shawl pattern comes with the kit, and it's exclusive to me for a little while longer. And this is coming with me to Wonderwool. If you are there too, you can just see how lovely and drapey the design is, and you can see with the sock, you see how they've mirrored the design. Isn't that gorgeous? So you could have a matching set if you wanted. So that's what I wanted to show you. Rachel's sock will be available soon. It's a lovely little thumbnail. And I'm really chuffed to pieces with it. I hope you will be too. It's a lovely little, a really special little design to go with my new sock yarn. The other thing I wanted to show you, to share with you, is my latest finished object, which I am wearing. Let's see if I can stand up and show you. Oh, can you see that? This is my modified version of the Battenberg tee. I've talked at length about how I modified it in an episode maybe 3 back from here. It's a super easy, the quickest knit ever. And this is actually knitted in my sock yarn because I wanted to show you that sock yarn isn't just for socks. It can be for garments and shawls especially, depending on the garment. But I knew that the needles that I used for this are 6 and 7 mil, held double, so I knew it was going to give me a really loose open fabric, which it creates lovely fabric with an I-cord bind off on the neck and the sleeve area, armholes, and I am really pleased at how it turned out. It didn't take me very long to knit. Super comfy and really easy to wear over everything. I wear a lot of dresses and it works really well over dresses. Like I say, all the modifications I made to the original pattern, the Battenberg tee, are a couple of episodes back, and I've written them in the description, I think. If you want them again, let me know in the comments and I'll put it in. But yeah, sock yarn isn't just for socks, it seems. This wool is 100% wool yarn, and it just behaves really well. And because it doesn't have any synthetic plastic nylon in it, it just drapes and it just makes a really lovely fabric when you're making it into a garment. So I wanted to share that with you. Like I said, I held the yarn double, 2 skeins, and I have about 50 grams left over of each skein. So that's absolutely brilliant. So I can now knit a pair of socks as well out of just 2 skeins of yarn, which I love because you just kind of get lots for your money, more bang for your buck, as they say. So that's my finished object. This is my collaboration that's happening at Wonderwool, and the Rachel Shawl in Dale's 50/50 is now available in kit form. So that's kind of what I've come on here to say. I haven't been talking very long this time round. I've been preparing lots and lots of yarn for Wonderwool, so I've been really super busy. Life has all been about dyeing yarn, winding yarn, labelling yarn, getting it all together. It takes a lot of work behind the scenes for vendors to exhibit at yarn festivals, and super exciting too. But yeah, I can't wait to set up and see you all at the weekend. Well, for those that can come by, please say hi. So yeah, that's me. Lambing has almost come to an end. There is just one ewe left to lamb. She was a late one, so she's still out in the field enjoying herself and enjoying the beautiful weather that we've had, although we've had a bit of rain too, which is great because now the grass is growing. Yeah, so lambing's been great. I've been looking after a flock in the field and they're just super lovely. Perhaps I'll put a bit of footage here of them too because they're lovely. And yeah, like I said, I had a wonderful friend who lives in Australia come and stay with me for a few days. We went off and to one of my favourite places, which is Tenby in West Wales. But right next door to Tenby is a lovely little place called Manorbier, and they have a castle there. It is a, 13th, 12th century castle. 12th century castle, I think. And surprisingly intact, which is wonderful because we have, in Wales, there are hundreds and thousands of castles. In fact, almost every big town has a castle of some description. But a lot of them are in ruins, as you can well imagine, being 11th century, 12th century. But this one's surprisingly in good shape for that age of a castle. And so we had such a good time walking around it. So I've taken a bit of footage of it because it was fascinating, and the history, and oh my goodness, I just love that kind of thing. I love history. And as you know, how people would have lived back then and what was happening, and I love it. So we had a great day. The weather was glorious, yeah, we had fun. So there's footage of that coming up. But for now, this is a quick one. I'm going to say goodbye. If you're coming to Wonderwool, then please come and say hi. I'm in Hall 1 as usual, my usual spot. It would be so good to see you. And if not, if you want to catch the sock, Rachel's sock or the Rachel shawl, and all of my other little goodies online from the 4th of May, then please do. That would be wonderful. Just to say that the sock yarn is a limited edition. When it's gone for this year. I will have some more coming, but it won't be until probably next year now, as I have to wait for the lovely sheep to be sheared and then for the mill to process it, and that takes a very long time. So yeah, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for joining me. And I would just ask if you have any favourite sock patterns that you always go to. If you're a sock knitter, then I'd love you to put the comments of the patterns below, because as a new sock knitter, I've done the vanilla, which is super, but I'd like to branch out a bit now. So if there's something that you could recommend, then please put it in the comments. That would be super. And I shall see you next time after Wonderwool. I'm hoping to get some footage of it for you to show you the lovely vendors there. And yeah, but for now, that's me. Love you and leave you. Lots of love. Have a good day. Bye for now.